Welcome back to Team ORCC, and this is now episode 5, and this is the big one for me, as you're going to be joining me as I race the Southern Enduro Series in Minehead, which also happens to be a British National Series round, and the final one in fact. Right, let's do a bit of racing. So as I said, this is the big one. I've chosen this one to be my feature race as it is a British National Enduro Series round. So it's all a bit more serious than what I did back in Tiverton. So with that being a bit more serious, it's a much bigger race. So this is 25 kilometers with 1,200 foot of climbing, and I think it's 8 stages. So again, it's twice the size of the race that I did before. Things have changed a little bit through this weekend. So yesterday was practice. And it rained out. The winds got up to about 50 miles per hour and seeding was cancelled. So seeding is basically qualifying for mountain biking. And I'll be honest with you, I was really knackered. I was absolutely done through just a really tough couple of weeks of work. So I turned up, parked up, got a bike out, did a couple of runs over on that side of the hill, and just decided in the interest of self-preservation that I'll just go home and have a nap. So that does put me at a bit of a disadvantage today because I don't know the tracks. I know 2 of them, hopefully that will give me a little bit of an edge, but hopefully what will really give me an edge is that my legs are a lot cleaner or a lot more ready to go than people who did the full practice. But we'll see how that goes a bit later. Today we're going to be riding the BNES Spicy. I've been riding this throughout the whole season, and back in Tiverton I found it to be rather good. In terms of setup changes, I've not made many. I'm running the same tyres as before, but what's important is that I've changed my grips a little bit, something a bit faster, a bit squishier. But going back to the tyres, these are the Continental Grip Total front and rear sets, and I've gone a little bit different. So these are the hardest compound and the lightest casing, and as we're doing such a big day, I thought that'd be a really handy thing to do as we're just doing big miles. It's important to keep the legs fresh, and I'm hoping that a bit of rolling resistance, or the lack thereof, will help me do that a little bit. It's sunny, it's still a bit windy, it's not raining, so we're hoping that conditions are going to dry up as the day goes on, so hopefully racing will be a bit quicker, a bit safer. But anyway, it's almost my time to go, so we'll see you up there. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the first stage, stage 2. I've not actually practiced this one, and it's wet. Come on, quickly. Out of the gate, super pedally. Oh my God.
Alright, so the first couple of stages done. We got a little bit confused over on that side of the hill because the whole cancellation of seeding meant that stage 1 isn't actually stage 1 anymore instead of the last stage. So we started on stage 2, just done stage 3. So I'm completely lost as to where we are at the moment. But it's hard going. The first stage was super wet. It didn't really dry out with all this sun. And yeah, it was pedally and just pedaling through treacle basically. But because I've raced here quite a bit before, the start was different and new to me, but midway through it I started recognising what was going on, which I think helped, definitely considering I didn't practice it. Stage 3, very sorry, didn't film it. Again, that's another one that I raced before, so I kind of knew it, but where I'm mentally fatigued through some busy work weeks and some really poor excuses, I found it really difficult to look up and kind of look through the corners. Had Fergus Ryan in the back of my head telling me what I should be doing. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have no idea. We've got a bunch more stages to do, a couple more on this hill, which will be great because the climb up's awful. And yeah, so you'll join me on stage 4. See you in a bit.
Okay, so stage 4, technically stage 3. It's definitely drying off quite a bit. Okay, stage 5. I think this is the halfway mark, which would be nice. I know this one a little bit, so I know there's a few things I can catch you out. There's some people going wide here. Like that. Yeah, okay, thanks.
That's very polite.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, it's quick. Look where I'm going, look where I'm going, look where I'm going.
We're now 4 stages down. Wait, no. Yeah, 4 stages down, so that means that we've got 4 left, I think. I'm so confused. But yeah, those last 2 stages, they were tricky. So the first one of those 2, there was loads and loads of line choice, so you can just straight line them. So when you can straight line those corners, it means that you get a bit of free speed, but that whole stage was incredibly loose. I think where things were wet and where things are drying, it's just turning into a bit of a powder. But I felt good, and strangely, on that last stage because I felt like I was able to hold some decent speed while manage some decent line choice. But of course, there's that bit where I binned it where I should have kept really high, but the eyesight made me want to go low. Of course, with that fall, I had to make up for it, so I pedaled like hell back there. Got a few more stages left. Maybe check in again in a couple.
Thank you. definitely getting tired. That was a stupid mistake. Alright, confession to make. I skipped stage. But I started cramping on that last climb, so I thought, let's just take it easy, let's not wreck myself. This is running way quicker than yesterday though. No, it's actually dry.
Alright, so that is my story of this little series over. That was hard work, and I won't lie, I did skip a stage. I think in between 7 and 8, or one of the two, I can't remember. I started cramping up, so I thought I'll play it safe, get myself down the last stage, which actually felt really good. But yeah, we haven't caught up since we started going over there. And over there, it was really interesting. So I managed to link up some good corners and some good techie bits I was really happy with. But where it's really slick in some sections, it's really tough to hold certain areas and keep some speed going. But it's done, I'm happy. And I think I'll be excited to come again next year and do this all again. The whole race was fantastic. Definitely a lot to learn in terms of kind of my own fitness, my own strengths, my strengths of riding and stuff like that. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for following on my little story. Thank you to Lapierre, Met, Stans, and Continental for letting us ride on some fantastic kit. And thanks to Northwave for all of the apparel and the shoes. Thanks for Mike, our videographer, for the positive vibes today. I couldn't have done it otherwise. And so next episode, you're going to be going over to Suvi to see her suffer, hopefully as much as I've suffered today, but she'll probably do rather well. So she'll be doing the Raiders gravel. So as always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in a few months. Done. That's a wrap. Let's go home, get some beer. We still got to pedal back, haven't we?